I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take Uconn fans too seriously when they kept hyping up KK Arnold. No offense, but they hype up every recruit like they're the next Kobe. But after watching more of her game, I see exactly what they're talking about. I became a believer. She reminds me a lot of Jamal Crawford, someone who is an artist with the basketball when it comes to ball handling and driving ability. She's very flashy, but that flash has substance. It isn't just for show. She's the ranked number 6 player in the country, and from what I've seen, she deserves this ranking. And this is saying a lot considering how stacked this class is. Her ball handling ability has to be at the top of the class. It's either between her or Malaysia Fulwiley. There's legitimately no weakness in her ball handling. She can cross over, she can do it between the legs and behind the back. She's shifty and can change speeds. She can stop at a dime or accelerate quickly. But most importantly, she's efficient. This isn't a Julian Newman situation where she's just dribbling the ball in the same place. She only needs a few moves to cook you. And this opens up her driving ability. She's an incredibly strong finisher. She's 5'9", but has no problem scoring over tall bigs. She'll carve up people like it's nothing. She's very fast, but even if the defense somehow stays in front of her, she can adjust her shot in the air. Her driving skills are very similar to Kiki Rice, and we have seen her driving ability translate in college. Arnold is also a good passer, especially on the drive. She draws attention, which leaves shooters open. This will mesh perfectly with Paige Beckers and AZ Fudd, who are great off-ball players. Her passing ability is also great in fast break situations. She is a willing passer, and she's smart about it. It's rare for her to turn the ball over. Most people with KK Arnold's scoring ability are shooting guards, but her passing allows her to be a true point guard if the situation calls for it. KK Arnold is extremely talented, but there's one thing that worries me. Her jump shooting is questionable. She shot 36% from 3 and only 71% from the free throw line in her senior year of high school. 36% from 3 doesn't sound too bad, but you have to remember defenses will be tougher and the three-point line is further back, so it's more likely to drop before it gets better. However, a positive is that her three-pointer has improved every year in high school. She first started, she was a straight-up liability from 3. The improvement shows she is aware that she needs to improve her game, which is what you want to see from a younger player. A lot of young players fall into the trap of not improving their flaws because they are so dominant despite their issues. Her free throw shooting definitely worries me though. She will get fouled a lot since she's a drive-heavy player. I would like to see her improve to at least 75 to 80%. Earlier I compared her to Kiki Rice. One thing they have in common is sometimes they fall too in love with driving the basketball. There's teams that will say, no, you're not scoring inside. Once KK starts cooking teams, they will force her to shoot more. I love her driving ability, and I don't want her to get away from that. But if she doesn't diversify her game in college, there will be some games with some very ugly stat lines. How well will KK Arnold do her freshman year? I think a lot of it depends on Uconn health, because it affects what type of role she will have. If Uconn is fully healthy, she will more than likely come off the bench. The Ohio State game is the last people remember from Nika Mule, so she has earned an unfair reputation. She's too good to not start, even for Uconn. She's a great defender and averaged 8 assists on a 2-to-1 turnover ratio. I hate even saying this, but if we're being completely honest, Uconn's health has been sketchy for several years at this point, so KK Arnold will most likely step up and fill in for someone, and I think she will be ready. Her slashing ability will mesh very well with Uconn's shooting ability. I wouldn't consider KK Arnold a lockdown defender, but she is far from a liability. Ironically, she will be competing with her own teammates for the big East Freshman of the Year award, but I think she will get it. In terms of stats, my guess is she will average 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. I keep comparing her to Kiki Rice and think she would average similar shooting splits. I expect KK Arnold's 3 to be pretty bad her freshman year, but her elite driving ability will bump overall field goal percentage to 40%. She doesn't seem careless with the ball, so I don't expect her to turn the ball over too much. My guess is 2 turnovers. I can see her getting a few steals and blocks in the Big East games, but Uconn has a brutal out-of-conference schedule, and I don't think she would have the same level of production. In terms of her entire college career, I think she'll have a similar trajectory to Zai Cook, someone who was great their freshman year, who eventually became an All-American and a key piece to winning a national championship. Big East All-Freshman team is a given, but I could see her winning Freshman of the Year or runner-up. Her second year, she can be an all-conference player, but her junior and senior year is when I think she'll really take off, because Paige and AZ more than likely won't be there anymore. I can definitely see Arnold taking the reins as the primary scorer for Uconn. At worst, I think she'll be an All-American honorable mention her junior year. She might even sneak into third team. Her senior year, I think she would be a third-team All-American, which would mean she's a top 10 to 15 player in the country. I think this is a realistic estimate. That's all I have on KK Arnold. Above all else, she'll be fun to watch. There's at least 3 more incoming freshmen I want to talk about before the season starts. Ironically, I think all 3 are criminally being slept on. But what do y'all think about KK Arnold? How good do you think she'll be for Uconn? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next breakdown video.